Welcome to Honeybee, real stories of love, lies, and betrayal, where every truth stings. Let's begin. My name is Marvin. Trust is one of the most delicate things in life. It can take years to build and only moments to shatter. When the DNA test results confirmed that I wasn't the biological father of the child I had been preparing to raise as my own, I believed I finally understood betrayal. But a message I received from an old friend weeks later revealed that the truth ran far deeper than I could have imagined, reminding me that sometimes the very people who warn us about storms are also the ones trying to steer us away from them. Stephanie and I had been together for 5 years when she told me she was expecting. Those years had slowly transformed our casual relationship into something serious, a partnership that felt ready for the next step. We had moved in together 2 years earlier, blending our belongings, routines, and lives in a way that felt natural for two people who genuinely care for each other. Those years had been kind to us. Stephanie worked as a dental hygienist at a busy downtown clinic, while I was an operations manager for a regional shipping company serving businesses across the tri-state area. Our jobs were stable, provided security, and still left us with enough time to enjoy life together. We had met at a friend's birthday party, discovered shared interests, and gradually deepened our connection through experiences and growing intimacy. Neither of us had rushed into milestones. We let things evolve on their own. After 3 years of dating, it was Stephanie who suggested moving in together. She had been renting a small but overpriced apartment near work, while I owned a 3-bedroom house in a quiet neighborhood. The move made sense financially and emotionally. The transition was easier than either of us expected. We had already been spending most nights together, so it felt more like rearranging logistics than altering dynamics. Stephanie brought her furniture, books, plants, and her cat, Oliver. I made room in my house for the life we were creating. She had a nurturing nature, turning the house into a warm, inviting home. She cooked elaborate meals, cared for her plants with devotion, and loved hosting dinner parties that strengthened our circle of friends. I admired her domestic instincts, but more than that, I valued her emotional presence. She encouraged my ambitions, listened to my frustrations, and gave me the kind of steady companionship that made each day brighter. When she told me she was pregnant, joy hit me instantly. Though unplanned, it felt like the next chapter we were meant to begin. I was thrilled about becoming a father and excited to build a family with her. Stephanie seemed happy as well, though I could sense her anxiety. She had always been a planner, and surprises unsettled her even when they carried good outcomes. I threw myself into fatherhood before it even began. I read parenting books, attended her doctor appointments, and turned the spare room into a nursery, researching cribs, car seats, and everything else we would need. Watching Stephanie navigate pregnancy with strength only made me admire her more. By her 7th month, I knew I wanted forever with her. I proposed with a ring I had chosen carefully. Her yes was emotional and heartfelt. We began planning a small wedding for her after the baby's arrival, valuing meaning over extravagance. Through her pregnancy, I supported her completely, helping during morning sickness, taking over chores as her mobility decreased, and being her anchor when she felt overwhelmed. When she delivered our son, Christopher, the moment I held him was the most powerful of my life. My love for him was immediate and overwhelming. But during routine newborn testing, I quietly asked the staff to include a DNA test. I want to be clear. I had no reason to doubt Stephanie. She had given me no signs of infidelity. My request was more about certainty and legal clarity than suspicion. But when the results came back, they crushed everything I thought I knew. Christopher was not my biological child. The devastation was instant. Stephanie had not only been unfaithful, but had let me believe this baby was mine throughout her pregnancy, through my proposal, and as we planned a wedding. I confronted her with the results. She panicked, scrambled to deny, even suggested errors in the test. But under pressure, she admitted she had been with someone else at the time Christopher was conceived. I told her to leave immediately. Our engagement was over. The trust that had been the bedrock of our relationship was gone forever. Her departure was messy. Tears, apologies, desperate pleas, but my decision was final. Word spread quickly among family and friends. Everyone was shocked at the sudden end of what seemed a happy relationship. I told them only that we realized marriage wasn't right for us. I wasn't ready to share the truth. Weeks later, I got a message from Jessica, a mutual friend who had grown distant from Stephanie recently. She told me she had long known that Stephanie maintained contact with her ex, warning her repeatedly to choose between us. Jessica said Stephanie had ignored her advice, insisting she'd keep her options until she decided. That explained their strained friendship. Whether Jessica's account was fully accurate or not, it revealed something crucial. Stephanie's betrayal wasn't a single mistake. It had been a long-running deception. She had built a life with me while keeping ties with her ex. This only confirmed that ending the relationship immediately was the right decision. Someone capable of such sustained dishonesty couldn't be trusted, no matter what promises were made. In the months that followed, Stephanie tried endlessly to reconcile, calls, letters, even showing up at my door. She alternated between promises of honesty, appeals to our shared history, and arguments that love mattered more than biology. But the foundation of our relationship was gone. Trust once broken, so completely can't be rebuilt. That experience taught me painful but necessary lessons about honesty in relationships. It also showed me how skilled people can be at maintaining lies while appearing committed. Looking back, I recognized moments I brushed off, her defensiveness about certain topics, her hesitations about fully blending our lives. But those weren't failures on my part. They were signs of her deception. The DNA test, though devastating, saved me from years of raising another man's child while married to someone who was never truly faithful. I am grateful the truth came when it did, painful as it was. It freed me from a life built on lies. Christopher deserves the truth about his father. Stephanie deserves someone who can accept her choices. And I deserve a partner who values loyalty, honesty, and love without hidden conditions. Walking away after that DNA test wasn't just leaving a relationship. It was leaving behind a life built on deception and stepping toward the chance at something real. The truth can hurt, but it's always better than living inside a beautiful lie destined to collapse under its own weight.